All right, we're now delighted to hear from Nikita Gordeev. He's a Chief Technology Officer, Snoonu. He's dedicated over 10 years to software development and leadership roles in banking, telecommunication, and e-commerce sectors. His presentation is entitled Snoonu's AI Journey, Key Metrics and Business Outcomes. Please welcome Nikita to the stage. And what is arguably one of the coolest named companies of the conference. Please welcome Nikita.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nikita. I'm a Chief Technology Officer in Snoonu. I hope most of you who is especially living in Qatar, Snoonu is big enough part of your life here for food delivery, for groceries, and so on. But for someone who come here from another countries, let me quickly describe what is a Snoonu. Snoonu, it's first local Qatari ultra app that provide restaurants delivery, grocery delivery, marketplace with electronics, home appliance, and so on. And we are a local startup in Qatar, I believe one of the biggest tech company right now in Qatar. And I'm here to present how in Snoonu, as a startup, we are trying to apply and implement AI. For a brief statistic, 80% of AI projects are failing. Number can be a bit different, but I get it from ChatGPT, and I believe ChatGPT cannot lie. Yeah? And there is a range of problems that can and we discussed most of the problems already here. But first of all, yeah, it's overhyped that getting a bigger pressure on the teams inside the companies. Yeah? Everyone thinks that AI can solve every problem actually, and trying to push a team to we need to be like full AI in the next week, something like that. It's a data problem. You cannot build a good AI model if you don't have a good data. It's a lack of expertise because actually not so many people in the world, and especially in such small countries as Qatar, are ready to implement and have a real production experience how to use AI in real cases. Yeah? And integration, because AI, it's or ChatGPT or LLM models, what we are mostly speaking about when mention AI. Still, we need to react somehow on the output that they generate. Yeah? And it's causing with a lot of legacy systems, third-party systems that we need to integrate to actually make an actions based on the AI output. And keeping all that in mind, we have still decided to start working with AI and the main thing it's to find a proper use case that we can actually have a benefit from AI adoption. And since we are growing and we are ultra up, so of course we have a lot of business cases and we have like very big queue of stakeholders who want to start with us. But at that time, it was I believe autumn last year, so 1 year ago, we are going to launch a marketplace. In Snoonu, yeah, and we already had a bunch of products on the system, around 1 million products, but the problem was all of these products are not properly categorized. So to find an iPhone, you need to first find a merchant who's selling iPhone, and only after that you can actually open and buy iPhone. And it's the simplest case because you know what merchants can sell iPhone. So we selected this use case, and there's difficulties what we faced at the first moment. It's each marketplace, so we started looking on the worldwide experience, and each marketplace has actually his own catalog structure, own categories, subcategories, and so on. And even human often cannot understand what category items should be applied on. For example, smart scales. It could be electronics, it could be health, it could be home, and so on. And so, but anyway, we tried to use, and also in that point, we had a lack of data. We recognized that we have only, for most products, we have only pictures and short name without any description and so on. And that's first thing that we should solve. And anyway, we start to ask AI for help. That time we have 5 models for a different step of categorization of items. First of all, it was a content moderation. We need to make sure that images uploaded to the platform, they actually appropriate image. We applied captioning to generate this missed information. First model just give us fast labels based on the image that we had to understand what was the image. Next model categorize the image. Next model already classifying items. And after the launch, it was around December last year, I believe, we already get a very good results. So from a product metrics, it was almost 10% point of growth conversion rate. So we can see that customers it's really helpful. They really can know. It's become much more easier to navigate through the application. And of course, our orders volumes grow also 1 times that times. Moreover, there was also financial outcomes. We saved around 2 many years because we did this categorization in automatic way. But also human, it required a lot of human resources to do it manual. And since we are very live platform, live product, we also adding new items like every day to the platform. And we are also be able to save 4 man days per month to categorize new products that always adding to the system. And as a benefit, we also get automatic detection of inappropriate content. So at that point of time, we understand that, okay, AI is working for us. We can definitely get some benefits from AI. And we start thinking how we can scale it. And of course, our implementation at the time was not ideal. We saw that we used a lot of different steps to different models to categorize. And there was not efficient usage of this model sometimes, like cost was high. And we switched to the new catalog model. We used multimodal LLM, so now we don't have like a lot of requests to the model. We're sending only one request that help us to do in categorization, moderation, item description generation in the one call, except of multiply calls to the model that's optimized and time that we are using optimize the cost of the model. So for example, our next business task was introduce the third level of categorization. And it means for us that we need to recategorize more than 1 million products again that already was in our system, but has only 2 levels of categorization. So for example, initially we had only electronics, iPhones, but now we want phones. And now we have third level, so electronics, phones, iPhone, Android, and other way, Huawei, and so on. And is this improvements of the model to switching to the multimodal LLM? It's Cloudy. At the time we used a new version of the Cloudy. It's optimized the prompt that we are sending to LLM. And estimate we reduced our cost for this 1 million product categorization for 4 times, from 170K USD to 35K USD. I believe it's already impressive for 1 month of working for one data scientist to have a profit of almost 80K USD. But also it's helped us to increase accuracy of the model from 61 to 68%, or for some cases even to up to 92%. Another improvement that we did, it's we are getting a product description. Yeah, of course, what is the slides without a cat? So as you can see here, it's like a summer suit for a cat. And even I am as a human, for me it's very hard to describe what on this image. But we can see on the examples that actually our item description model is doing a very well job based on only on image, maybe title of this product. Uh, and now, also, when we make the new version of this model, we try to compare it to different LLM providers. As I mentioned, finally we selected Cloudy. It's a bedrock from AWS, but we also tried ChatGPT for all. It was released at that time, and need to understand that always for different use cases, different LLM providers can have a different results, different outcomes, different costs. So for each use case, better to have a comparison, what model we're actually going to use and from what provider. And here we're going to some learnings that we have. So of course, content is crucial. Data that you have is very important. Without data, you cannot do anything. But you can use AI and common machine learning to enrich your data. If you see that for running a model, LLM, you don't have enough data, try to think out of the box. Try to generate this data. Ask another AI model to generate some data for you, same as we did with the labeling of the images. And it was actually even not AI, but a common machine learning algorithm. Another very important point, you should always measure the quality of output that LLM provide to you. We all hear about hallucination of LLM and other problems that sometimes LLM are facing. And in this picture we see that one of the version of our model recognizes it as a dynamite and weapon, but we can understand that it's not true. So always verify results that LLM providing to you. You can even actually use same LLM to verify results. Usually LLM generate answer, you send this answer to the same model and they say that is it good or it's not good. And often it can be not good, and even some model understand it. You need to have manual collected knowledge base. But also in case of costs, you don't need to provide too large data because more data you're providing in a prompt, it's more causing more cost. And if you provide too many data, LLM can also hallucinate on its data. So you need to experiment how many data from a knowledge base you provided for each prompt. And of course, I think as most of people, I hope, understands that AI is not a silver bullet. It's something that you need to work on. It's just a technology that you need to evaluate, you need to improve, and you need to understand in what case you should use this technology or in what case you should not use it. But now, the good thing that we already have a very good experiment with AI. We was able to scale it and improve on it. And now we understand that this number is 80% of failed projects. It's a scary number, but still we can work with AI and get the real benefits from the AI. And speaking, what is the next steps, next projects, AI projects? There is plenty of them that can be, but for example, it can be personalization. So for example, in search, you can not put only like brand name and item name to find something, but you can actually, as a human, provide a natural language query to the search and getting the proper result and personalized to you. It's generating content, and especially for marketing purposes, it's generating as a marketplace a lot of content. Now it's doing all manually, but you can generate different type of content for different type of campaigns for different platforms. Not sure, but if every one of you know, but general marketing team for only one campaign to promote one item generate around like 50 images in different sizes. It can be definitely improved. And things that is most interesting for me as an engineer, first of all, it's code generation, to be able to actually implement the features using AI. And I believe it will be the main goal for the next year as well. So hope you enjoyed. And now you can feel that AI journey is a hard journey, but you can achieve the results. If there are any questions, I can answer.
Thank you very much. Round of applause for Nikita, please. If you have questions, please raise your hand. I was really impressed by this. I think it's such a cool demo. I'm wondering, can you take it one step further? Because you're using AI to generate images and generate text. Is it possible to potentially in the future generate products? So to essentially create product items and descriptions and then see if there's demand for those and then order for them to be manufactured. Is that a theoretical possibility, or you could even prototype, because you're talking about, in the future, you could even prototype different versions or personalized versions of a product that haven't been manufactured, and then see if people click on it. So you could say it's not available yet, notify me, and then you go off and tell the producer, go and manufacture this. There's a huge amount of demand for it.
Yeah, it's actually interesting, but I believe you don't even need so complex work to predict a demand. Yeah, still it's. Common models can predict a demand, yeah. But maybe customizing of items, it's interesting thing, yeah, because maybe you want to order a mic, but with your own design.
Coming for you over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Please continue.
Yeah. So AI providing you a lot of features. Often when you're asking, when in chain is manufacturing of new products, usually it's a long-term one, yeah, and it's very long feedback from it.
It depends on the product, though. So I mean, I asked Gen AI to generate a product for a bakery, and I said just pick a random product that doesn't exist, and it suggested it wouldn't go down very well here, but it suggested bacon donuts, right? And I was like, okay, so give me a name for it. And it gave me a name using similar system to what you're doing. It provided, ChatGPT said sweet swine surprise, which is the worst name for any product in a cafe. But Gemini had some fantastic, it said glazed and confused, which I thought is a fantastic name for a product. So they're really clever at being able to generate these product descriptions and images. Can I ask you, how tricky is it to rely on an AI to evaluate and verify the output of another AI? Is that not a bit dangerous?
It's dangerous. Actually, I covered this point a bit. So we are asking AI to validate output of AI, and usually it's working fine. Yeah, and of course we have when we see the model, I'm not sure, we have a human moderation after that.
Okay, very good. Over here we have a gentleman.
Nikita, thank you for your presentation. I just want to know, how are you planning to bridge your AI with people who are intellectually disabled?
In which way? Can you just qualify that question, please, sir?
For example, take somebody with autism, somebody who is deaf, who is blind, who has suffered a brain injury, someone who is disadvantaged.
And how? But the question is, how would you make this product?
Yeah, how would make this particular AI, Snoonu, to be accessible to them?
Have you considered accessibility for Snoonu?
Yeah, of course, accessibility is an important part. So it's a bit out of the topic, but we already see examples. So, for example, if considering AI, Apple with new AirPods, using extensive AI to help people who have hearing injuries, to hear better, actually using the common products, and as marketplace as well. So before we had only images, for example, and for the people, sorry, I don't know, that do not recognize colors, for example, it can be hard to understand what is on the picture, but now we have a text description that also helping them to read it and to understand what.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, a lot of the technology providers who provide the hardware, Apple, Samsung, they're actually using that text to create more accessible ways of interacting. So, I mean,
even subtitles on YouTube.
Yeah, so the demand is probably more on the manufacturers than on the app providers, I would imagine. But maybe there's something you could do in terms of meta descriptions of the images that gives more detail. Alternative text images.
Yes, duplication of the information, different types. Of course, since we are only mobile app, we are limited to actually device that people have. Yeah, so if you are blind, actually, we are maybe something like image to the text, but to the voice. But actually, Apple have it also built in, and I believe a lot of Android devices also have built-in image or screen to the voice, so describing what's actually showing on the screen.
Okay. Do we have one more question? Yes, over here, this gentleman here.
I think it's already with micro. Yeah.
Where's the microphone?
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm a data scientist. I'm also a big fan of Snoonu. I know you said you're drowning in use cases, but I do have a pain point as a customer. So for me, it takes me like 2 hours a week to order something because there's a lot of choices, which is great. But also choice can be a burden. So I think a nice use case would be a recommendation engine, to help me cut down the time of ordering. And actually, sometimes if I can't decide, I just go make some instant ramen. So is this something that is in the pipeline for you guys to make?
Yeah, actually, we are working extensively on personalization in different parts of apps. For now, we are not using Gen AI for personalization. We are using general machine learning models and extensively using, for example, AWS Personalize. You can already see it on the screens in the application. And also, you tell us that you're going to Instagram to see the videos, but you can see that now in the application we also have a video reels content. So you don't need to go to Instagram anymore. Just open main page and there is a videos with food that you can order.
We are tight on time. Let's just go quickly to this gentleman here. Is there someone with the microphone there? This gentleman over here.
I think there's.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Did you find AI difficult for you?
So for me, what is the problem for me exactly in difficulties with AI? So like an engineer, I want to understand how things is working internally. But often AI for us is a black box. So we are sending input, we are receiving output. And if you are not one of the 100 engineers who actually know how the model is working, for you it's very hard to understand what's happening there. And my engineering soul not very like it. Yeah,
Nikita, you've been very popular, and perhaps you might address some of these questions off the floor if that's okay, because we do have to make way for the panel. Nikita Gordeev, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.